Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Jackie. So we're doing a little press play with AI today, and essentially, I got a question from support, and the question was, it started out with, "Hey, my PDF is printing like garbage," and while you may or may not believe this, that is not actually enough information to solve the problem. It's definitely very, very difficult. So essentially, the person said, "Here is my sample proposal. I need to print it to PDF." Um, and that's kind of all. That's all the information that we have, right? So with that being the only information that we have, we're going to actually walk through what I walk through so you have an idea. So first thing is AI will be a good help desk to you if you ask it good questions, just like I am going to be able to better solve a problem for you if you give me more information. So this is what we said. So here, after you find a sample proposal, I need to print to PDF. And I just literally started off. I went into Claude and I went into Cowork and I happen to use this thing called Whisper, which I really, really like. So I can dictate. So I'm going to do that now so you can hear what I'm saying. So one of my clients sent me a link to a proposal that he said doesn't print well, that prints kind of like garbage. So he wants it to print nicely from the URL. What do I do? Where would I start to solve this problem? So that would be a great start, right? Even if you were the person that had the problem. Now, I have some hints on what I think is going on here. And obviously, as you can tell, I did some work on it, but I wanted to sort of show you, well, what would I do and where would I start? So if I hit let's go, it's going to start thinking. And while it thinks, one of the things that I would do is if it's printing like garbage, I want to figure out what does that mean? So let's just go. So I think I've told you before, or I've talked about live before. I like to actually watch the thought process. So it says they asked me for advice on how to solve a problem where a web page doesn't print well from the browser, and they want to know where to start to fix it. This is a consulting advice question. They want to understand the approach to solving the problem. The core issue is a web page at a specific URL doesn't produce good output. Okay, so he says it's very common. Pages look great on the screen, but fall apart when you hit print or save as PDF. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk through and see if we do save as PDF, where does it look like garbage? So start by diagnosing the problem. This is what I was going to say, is open the URL in Chrome and try to print it and see what it looks like. So before we do anything else, let's actually do that. So I'm going to paste the URL. And first, it's a really nice document, guys. So it's very, very, very nice. They did a really great job, and it looks fantastic in the browser mode, right? So if you scroll down, this person did a great, great job. You open up, it looks amazing, a great sample deliverable. You keep going, right? This looks great. You also see, like, if you go farther down, if you update the items, you accept the proposal, you sign it, right? There, it's a really good document. But my first problem is I can't also code on where he put it on his portal. So first thing I want to do is find out what the problem is. So I hit Command P, I have a Mac, and I was like, let's see what garbage means, right? So if I started scrolling down the first page, that looks nice. Oh, look it. So I already start seeing it. So this is the second page, and it sort of like hangs over. And now every page is going to look like that, right? So then this is another section. This comes out here, page 1. All right, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not lining up well. All right, we don't even have to go through all of that just yet. Okay, that looks like I think I see the problem. But also, how am I going to fix this problem? So this is a trick for you guys. If you right click, again, I'm in a Mac and I'm using Chrome, and so you would have to use that. I use view page source, and then I do Command A, that's select all. I think it's probably Control A if you're in Windows, and then Command C, which is to copy. And then I really like this HTML online viewer because I can see the page. So see that over here, looks great. So the reason I did that is I want to be able to give the file to the AI to work on. So I'm going to export this file. And if you click here, you'll notice that it goes into your downloads folder. If you're on a Windows machine, it says something else. So we're just going to say sample proposal. Proposal. I can't see it without my glasses, or my glasses aren't the ones I normally wear. They're my outside ones, but PDF anyway, right? So we got that. So now we have this document and we have the actual file. So I'm going to go back to my Claude, and it told me to open the URL, show you what's breaking. The root cause is almost always one of these: missing or broken print styles. Oh, so websites use CSS at print media print rules to control how they look when they're printed. I suspect the person built this for HTML. They didn't build it for print. So there's a special like code that we have to add in to make it work nice. So if it doesn't have any or they're poorly written, the browser just does its best. So okay, so common issues were that background prints aren't nice, etc. So I'm going to go to add files, and we just downloaded that file. And so I'm going to ask it, because if you have Claude CoWorks installed, you could actually connect to the browser too, but not everyone does that. So I'm going to be able to do it here. So I'm going to say, I'm going to click my button to talk, and then you guys can see. All right, so I've attached the file, and I looked at it in the control print preview, and I suspect what's happening is what you said. I don't think that there's page breaks, right? Like page breaks in the print version of it. That makes sense. So here's the file, and I'm going to show you some screenshots to give you an idea of what I need to do. So before we move on, I'm going to show you what I am going to do next. So this is a great way, you guys, to help solve your own problems. I just hit Command P so that I could look at it. Screen print the issues. So if we look at this first one, I can already screen print it. So I'm on page 2, and this is extending onto page 1. So then I'm going to actually go tell that to the AI. And so if you look at this sample proposal page, the first image I just put on there, screen print, is the second page. So on page 2, everything that's on there is too big. So it's actually going into the next page. So what I'd like you to do is, I think after each section, it would make sense if there's a page break, and wherever possible, we want things to fit on one page. All right, so I'm going to go back and look again at this and see. So that was page 1 or 3. So then page 3, it's all kinds of stuff going on, right? So service ecosystem starts, and then our services starts, and that probably shouldn't be that way, right? So we'll just say, if you look at the second screenshot that I put on there, it looks like from page 2, there's some items left, and then what should be on page 3 was just the services part, and then it looks like you could actually add a page break after that to start the next section. And I would keep saying what I don't like, right? So you go through and you would say, like, this should be on one page. So all of, what is this? All of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be on individual pages. So you notice on the third image I put on, there's like section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. I would like each page and each section to have its own page. So do what you need to do to fit that in there. Then I think after that, there's like a bonus section that should be its own page. Let's see what else we've got. And then 6 on its own. Oh, look at that. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. 6 on its own, investment on its own. Oh gosh, okay. All right. Looks like page 6 should be on its own page. It's sort of halfway on one and halfway on another. Then investments should be on one page. It looks like together they overlap a little bit, but if you shrink it down so it fits on one page, that would be great. And then after investments, the next section is also not all on one page. So then when you have the accept this proposal section, I want all that on one page, and then the final proposal all on one page as well. Let's go back over, see what we got. Oh, package comparison too. All right. Let's also make sure package comparison is on its own page. So now what I want you to do is take all of those observations and generate a new sample proposal page that's fixed with all those screen prints that I added. So essentially, don't modify the visual look on HTML when it's a web page because it looks great, but we need to add in the specific elements necessary to reformat it when we're printing on the PDF. So since I do have the source, I have added that for you, which was like your third question. So let's see where we go from there, and then we'll test after that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let this run. And while it's running, let's go take a look. So first thing I wanted to point out is this stuff isn't no work, right? It does take some work to go through and look at it. So if I don't like what's happening here, and actually I don't even know if what I just did is fixing it the way the user wanted, because first I asked for the file and they sent me a link. So as you can see, the link is not as helpful to solve the problem. So that was one specific thing. Second, they said it looked like garbage. I don't necessarily know if that's what I'm assuming it is, which is where I think like about stay strong should be on a page, service ecosystem on a page, our services on a page, and then section 1, section 2. Like that's my assumption. But if you ever doing that and you like maybe you just wanted all of this to be 2 pages, you have to tell the IT person, and in this case the AI, exactly what it is that you want to be changed. So it can take a little bit of time to walk through and give very specific input. So big lesson learned is screen print. Screen print, drop it in AI. Screen print, drop it AI, test. Screen print, drop it AI, test, right? That's how we're going to get to where we want to go. So I'm going to cancel the print on this one because we're probably going to have a new page that is going to let us upload, and we're going to go back over into Claude Cowork and see what it has told us. Okay, so it's going to read the HTML file and the PDF skill. This is part of Claude Cowork. It has its own PDF skill. Then it's noting the file is very large. It is very large. They did a really good job in the structure of this file. Now it looks at the service card structure to try to see what the different sections are, which we had talked about. And it looked at the about section, investments, and the call to action. And notice that there is a couple clear things that need to happen no matter what. So the hero section does have a page break, but it looks like that might be the only one. We wanted this on one section and each service card on its own page. So we'll have to see if this is really what we want. I don't know, because I'm not intimately aware of what this file is. Oh, look at this. So what you're seeing right now is Claude Code is actually opening up its own MCP server right from the browser. So I'm going to see if so it said, let me open the file to check it. So I navigated to it in the browser. And it says it doesn't seem to be there. So what we could do to help it, and this is not something that happened to me before, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in this file folder. And then we're going to go back and tell it that we did that. All right, let's see. I'm going to go back down and find it because then it gets excited when you fix it for it. So let's see. So it's going to replace the print media block with a proper structure. It's going to open it in the browser. It's going to say there are no headless browsers available in this one, even though I added it there later. It's going to try to open the file. If that doesn't work, it's okay. It will use the local file. All right, looks like a couple things. So now let's look at this new proposal. So he did a couple things. He removed this section, added a bunch of page breaks, etc. So now let's look. We're going to open this proposal file. And remember, what we're trying to do is print, right? So Control P, and let's see what we have. So that looks good. All right, I don't like that one. So I think I would say, the service ecosystem needs to be on its own page. So again, it's iterative, right? So that's what I'm going to say. The first issue was the service ecosystem needs to be on its own page. And then let's go back and see. Okay. Oh, wow. What happened here? This is awful. All right. So this is a good example of something not going well. So we don't like this one at all, right? So I'm going to revert back because it's fine. Delete this group. I don't know what happened here, and that's fine. So I'm going to start over, right? Which happens sometimes. We're going to see if it overwrote my file, if it's still there. Today, okay, they're still there. So I'm going to put this one in. And I'm going to say, I'm going to talk to it if it lets me. It might still be thinking. Okay, I don't know what happened to that other one, but it is a complete mess. So we're not going to use that file. We're going to start again with the main file that I have. And essentially, let's walk through it carefully on what the sections are and what we want it to be. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but one thing I also do too is I'll split the screen so I can sort of see exactly what I'm talking about as I'm walking through. So I'm going to grab this and pull it over. And then I'm going to Command P and it will show the preview. So I'm going to say, I'm literally going to start going page by page, right? So this is page 1. And I'll say, page 1 looks good. I've screen printed it and put it here. This is about stay strong. All right. Page 2 is about stay strong. I would like all of that section all the way to right before service ecosystem to fit on a single page. So you might have to remove a little bit of white space so that that all fits on page 2. We'll go to page 3. The only thing we want on page 3 is service ecosystem. The only thing I want on page 3 is the service ecosystem part that I screen printed. Let's see, can we get all of this? Yeah. There's a lot of white space there, so. I made my page too big, guys. Make it smaller so I can see and you can see. Make this go away so we only look at what we're looking at. So we're only on page 4, right? So on page 4, I would like you to start with our services, detailed service components, the whole section 1 on organizational structure review, and what we deliver, ending in straight asset, I believe is what it says. Find a way to fit all of that on one printable page. You could probably eliminate a bunch of the white space between the functional, accountability mapping, and the what we deliver to make that work. All right, so that's page 4. Now, page 5, we're going to want the work analysis. Right? On page 5, I'd like it to be section 2, work analysis, going all the way down to the special green section that says optionally positioned for success. On page 6, I would like it to be section 3, integrated job description, all the way down to the last part which says cohesive talent architecture. I probably only said that funny because I was doing too many things at once, right? So we're on page 6. Now we've got this next page. All right. On page 7, I'd like you to have section 4, competency framework. And all of it should fit on one page. Right now, it looks like the L5 or maybe even L3 through L5 go on to the next page. Even if you have to shrink the text or remove some white space, or even make the L1, L2, L3, L4, and L5 small enough to fit across one line, do what you need to do to make that all fit nicely on one page. Now we're going to go to the next one. Right, this one makes a little more sense. Let's see if I can get it all on there. All right, go over here, say. And then for page 8, job evaluation, it should be the entire section, including what this enables. Then on page 9, I want the premium value adds bonus deliverables. Then on page 10, I would like section 6 plus package exclusives and the first bonus section. On page 10, I would like section 6 plus package exclusive and the first bonus section. On page 11, the other 2 bonus sections. On page 12, the investment and partnership package, I would like you to fit basic package and plus package on the same page, even if you need to remove some white space. Everything on package comparison, the entire chart should go on its own page. And then everything on proposal acceptance should go on its own page. And it looks like right now there's a hidden section. Let's see if you guys cancel. I don't see. What is this one? Do you guys remember seeing the accept this proposal section? It looks like this accept this proposal section is completely missing from the print. So I'd like you to add that right before the proposal acceptance, especially if they've filled it in, they've clicked it, and they've accepted the proposal so that we can see what they've put there. All right, work on fixing that file. Let's see what we get. So first, what I would like to offer as a thought for you guys to consider is I did this exact troubleshooting, right, before you guys were here. And it went like way better, right? I didn't actually have to go through and blow up that whole section, right? So I did a section, it didn't work. I started over. And, that's how things go sometimes. So now what we're doing is we're figuring out how to get it to work. And that's what happens sometimes. So they're going to start with a new file and they're going to give us some key content areas to do some things better. I probably should have left one of those files open. So I'm going to pull that out so it doesn't look crummy when we all come back and look at it again. All right, so it's going to look at the header. It's going to look at the sections. So we basically did figure out the problem though, right? The high level issue is we haven't put together the PDF print stuff that's needed so that it prints nicely. And in order to do that, we have to show it the things that we don't like. And a great easy way to do that would be to cut and paste. I think this is always already going to turn out better. Because if you notice here, it kind of put all these sections together. And I think that was because I just said something, I'm sure, imprecise, but enough to be imprecise and mess it all up. And so now it looks like we might have 15 pages that we can go through and walk through it. And see what we get. So now you can see we're getting close. It's preparing the final proposal document. And then once it finishes that, we'll click on it and we'll do a Control P or Command P, see if it did what we wanted it to do. Another tip that I've recently learned, you notice the characters are running here. If you ever see this pulsing, but you don't actually see any tokens or characters generating, it often means it actually is stuck, right? So it's like sometimes you're not sure if something is stuck or not. In this case, it stops printing characters, you know that it's stuck. And I would also note that this is clearly a really, really, really big file, right? We have 22,000 characters, and that's it was already big before all of that, and now we're adding in a second set of CSS, which is custom style sheets, which is how you make things look a certain way. And we're adding in custom style sheet language just for the PDF component. Another one is you can see if this stopped counting in seconds and just stood there and this flashed, that's also often a note that there's a problem and that it's stuck. So it's actually going through and making another edit. And that's not unusual either for it to start updating the various sections that you're working on and then for it to like look like it started over again. So we'll have to see if it looks better this time, which I think it will. I think once we get to all these different sections, it will. Now, the other thing is we'll look at this, we'll see how it goes. We don't have to get it perfect because I'm not sending this file to you guys, but I wanted to show what it's like, right? The whole process and how to work on it on your own. Actually even generated for someone as part of this. I shared with them all of the things that were found that needed to be updated, the reason that they were updated so that in the future they would hopefully be able to find those issues on their own. And then I generated something called an AI invoice, which shows them how much time they actually would have spent if they had to go have someone else do this versus having the AI support them. And this looks a little bit more in alignment. It shows that there was a whole bunch of places where we didn't actually have page breaks in there. So he's adding some page breaks so that looks nice. And then it's going to show us things. It also made sure that that one section isn't hidden. And then these are the different, now these are all the page breaks and stuff that's doing. So I think it's really cool, right? To see all this code that it's updating, even though that other page that was done was already pretty amazing. Now you have that pretty amazing page still looking pretty amazing, but also hopefully, as we'll test this in a second, looks great when we print it. So let's take a look. And I'm going to do the print thing. And so page 1, page 2, ooh, page 3, page 4. Oh, looks like still some stuff happening here. I wonder if I'm not letting it refresh or something. Or I could still, so I'm going to try another thing. So Command R, which is like to refresh. Sometimes if you don't reload the page, then it comes in looking like garbage. Oh no, looks like I still have a couple problems. Now that's okay. We're not going to sit here and go through and fix them all, even though I desperately want to now because everybody's here watching. But you see how we update it. Like, so the partnership one, remember I told them I wanted that both to be on one page. the package comparisons on one, this accept proposals on one, the proposal acceptance is on one. Well, actually, let's see. So we could basically say from, what's this, page 4 all the way to page, what is this, 11, we are not seeing anything. Let's see if it tells us what's wrong. Hey, one thing that's weird is starting about page 4 after our services header and going all the way, what I say, almost page 11, everything is missing. It's just blank. And we'll go show it what we mean by blank. And so it knows it's in the viewer. So go like this and see if it, I wonder if it needs this. Let's go back. All right, let's see if that gives us a better one. Here you can see an example of that, and it looks like that for a bunch of pages in a row. Any ideas? All right, let's see what it says. And if it doesn't, maybe we'll stop. But there's a problem, right? So I was like, oh yeah, this worked great last time and everything was fine. And now that we're all here in front of everyone, it's a problem. Okay, so the service card bodies are hidden because they use an accordion, only cards with. Force them open isn't overriding it. Let me check the exact. There it is. The base has blah, blah, blah. The print rules correct. Wait, the basic rule. Oh, that's funny. Important. Maybe an issue with the height. So what's fun is that it went through and made a bunch of fixes to fix my problem. But if I didn't go and test this fix to this problem, I would have never noticed that that's going on, right? And what's also to me quite interesting is this was not a problem in the one that I did just a little bit ago. So I'm going to let that one run and see if I can get lucky. And so this is the one we fixed earlier. Oh, let's just go see what he fixed for us. Killed all transitions globally in the print. All right, let's see what you got. I'm going to print it and see. 1, 2, 3. 4. Nope. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are still missing. I'm going to do a Command R just to make sure. Do it one more time. Nope. Page 4 through 11 is still missing. Well, that's that, right? So we would keep working on it. I'm sure we'll find problems. But this is the one that it fixed last time in one go through. So if you see page 1, this is page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that, my friends, is one of the things that I think is also super important. Is it's possible that one time you go in and run the exact same stuff and you have same ideas, and a generative AI doesn't always like that, right? It doesn't always give you the answers that you're looking for. So hopefully this helps you with troubleshooting, helps you actually know that you do need to have a different output for your print needs. And we look forward to hearing from you guys again soon. Hopefully you found this helpful. Leave a comment and let us know. All right, bye.